Hello, everybody. Today we are going to introduce a new series on Copilot 365, and we are going to talk in particular of strategy. When we talk of strategy, we are not just referring to the technical readiness, which is really important, but we will cover later also these argument, leadership and sportsmanship, mid and long-term scenario objectives, and AI security and fairness. However, we are talking now of the technical readiness. Without this, we can't start with Copilot. So we are going to cover these topics as the AI ready licenses. Don't worry, it's nothing of magic. The technical requirements and the data privacy or some concern about security. First, which is our winning approach on a technical perspective? First, we must have, it's mandatory, the company needs to have the right license model. 365 E3, E5, or the business premium. You have this one, you can start and with the Copilot adoption path and considering other steps. You don't have, lead with security, productivity and deploy first of all Microsoft 365 E3, E5 or business premium. Now, if all these arguments are not clear for you, because we know we have different level of adoption within the company. There are companies, enterprise, who are already using Copilot, not only Copilot, but already using are not using Copilot, but are using 365 since years. Other who just started, or other company who have 365 but have not deployed maybe the application. What can you do in this case if you don't have a clear vision of your condition? You can start with an optimization assessment by Microsoft. There's a website, a dedicated website, where you can complete in just 30 minutes across 26 questions, all a form, and where you can understand which is your level of readiness. Organizational profile readiness, 90% in this case. Then, data security. Once again, it's fundamental to consider which is your posture, what is already in place, or where to start from. In this case, you have done the optimization assessment. All good, you're ready to deploy Copilot 365. But there are other concerns. Maybe you are not sure of what is the risk of oversharing within your company. I mean, if you have already put in place sensitivity labels or at least the right level of permission and awareness between the end users of what it means, concept like data governance, clear vision on the sharing, a guest lifecycle approach. I mean, all topics that are familiar to or should be familiar to an IT department. However, if you don't have an idea, you can start with the restricted SharePoint search. In this case, you can target the search and the grounding of Copilot 365 to a subset of SharePoint site, not the whole tenant. Then, the core, restrict data overshedding and data leaks with manual labeling and policies, which is the fundamental. And all policies and a posture that you can define within the Azure and 365 admin console. The best in class would be to have the E5 and the SharePoint's advanced management. However, when you are sure of which is your posture, you can, in case, disable the restrict the SharePoint search. Why? Disable because the best results come when you have the possibility to work with all the data in your tenant. There are other consideration devices. If you have already deployed at 365, Microsoft 365, maybe you are already aware of which are the conditions you need to meet considering starting from network, devices, operating system, Windows 10 and Windows 11, Copilot 365 and Microsoft 365 work with both of them, management with Intune, identity management with Entra ID, and the deploy of all the 365 application for the productivity side. Now we need to check also other issues. In this case, what is important to consider? The integration. Where is working the best Copilot? When it works across all the 365 apps, so Word, Excel, PowerPoint, the new, I underline, Outlook for Windows, the new Outlook for Windows, Microsoft Teams, OneDrive, SharePoint, and Exchange. Another condition you need to consider is the ring of update of the Microsoft 365 application. You must run the current channel or the monthly channel. What does it mean? When you configure 365 application, you can choose how often this application will be updated. You can stay in the current channel when a new feature is deployed, is pushed by Microsoft, you will deploy in your environment. Or the monthly channel, once a month, the updates will be deployed in your environment, or semi-annual channel in other cases. However, to work with Copilot 365, you have to be in the current channel or in the monthly channel of update. All the technical requirements, recap. So you need to have E3, E5 or business license. You must have Azure Active Directory, better Entra ID as identity provider. You need to have deployed OneDrive. It's not mandatory, but you will gain performance, the quality of your output having deployed also OneDrive for Business. As regards Copilot in Outlook, we have a point of attention. Copilot 365 doesn't work only with Copilot, the new Outlook for Windows, but it works better. It has more features with the new Outlook, which is the option. We understand there are cases where people want to stay, or better have to stay with the old client of Outlook. Maybe they need to manage PST files today. Up to now, you can't manage the PST with the new Outlook, which is the option in this case. You can stay there and have some limitation in the usage of Copilot, staying in the old Outlook app, or you can switch with the toggle in the app between the old and new app, depending on the activity you are doing. Copilot in Teams, user will need to be enabled to the desktop, the Teams desktop client, as well as the transcription. If for the policy, as an admin policy, as admin, you disable the possibility of having a recording or a transcription in your tenant, you want to use Copilot for the meeting recap in Teams. Copilot in Loop, it's not mandatory, it's a super app loop, but if you want, it's not the time, maybe you don't want to use Copilot in all the application, maybe you can start with the adoption of Loop later. In general, the richness of the experience will depend on the data source indexed by Microsoft 365. Tenants with the richest data in Microsoft 365 will get the best result. Now, you are ready to assign the license to your end user and to start with adoption of Copilot. Bye!